The battle has now begun. The Republic are suffering heavy losses as the Separatists push forward. I'm afraid to say it, but the Republic won't be able to hold this line for long. The clones are getting slaughtered while Pankrell does nothing but smiles.
You've all been my pawn.
I'll say it again, it does not look good for the Republic. Many clones are getting shot down, falling to their deaths. And here is one barely holding on for his life. If we take a look at the trench to the right, we can see that the clones are able to hold their ground fairly well. I think the sniper here deserves most of the credit. Unfortunately, it won't matter since Count Dooku has joined the battle. Oh, whoops, I killed Dooku. No! Let's do it again. You might wonder, where is the fourth cannon? Well, there is a little surprise here behind the wall. Brother! Just ignore him. Oh, okay. I think the droids are doing pretty well, all things considered. They did take some heavy losses here in the back. Who could have done this? You're looking at him now. You remember the commando droids?
Remember Chewbacca again? Oh, I love to remember Chewbacca. Hey, remember when there weren't so many Mexicans?
They're not so easily reckoned with. As you can see, they have done some damage. Doom is falling back alongside his two remaining brothers. I'm afraid that the rest of them has been slaughtered. This commando droid is trying to scratch his...
Mac, break my balls here, Mac.
Here is a different angle from the back where we can see the spider droid still being alive. This troop carrier has not released its warriors yet. If we follow the tip of this dusty tank, we can see what damage he has caused. He killed a fellow brother. And this guy got some heavy load on him.
What a mess.
Hashtag relatable. Above this Republic emblem, you will witness true beauty. Quinlan Voss. The Master Flexer, Quinlan Voss, is summoning his lightsaber through the Force.
Please comment on the video if you think this is cool. I think it is very cool.
The Separatists are really crushing it through this trench. It's mainly because of the Magna Guards and the General Clanker himself. If we look closer, we can see that he's targeting none other than Jesse. This is where Quinlan comes in, and hopefully he'll be able to stop Grievous in time. Here we have a better look at some people falling down to their deaths. And here are some more B2 battle droids joining in on the fight. Having this many battle droids lined up like this just looks so cool. Here is another beautiful look at the MOC. For once, I'm actually very proud of the work that we have done. Remember that none of this would have been possible without you guys. See you guys in a snap. Hello there and welcome back to the third stage of the Separatist attack. As always, we're starting off in the back, where an ATT has been violated by nature itself.
How dare you!
The AAT on this side has also been destroyed, but this time by the heavy laser of the cannon. The troop carrier is maneuvering and taking cover behind the MTT. The choice of a coward, but still, it is smart. I have some bad news, the spider droid seems to have gotten stumped. But as we all know, everyone must face the eternal circle of life. The mysterious droid in yellow seems to have picked up a blaster and is now making some progress towards the base. He seems to have been relying on his AAT friends quite a lot. We can see now that the AAT is aiming towards the cannon. Now the only question that remains is, who will win? The droidicals are also making some quick progress towards the base, and the B2 battle droids have not dropped much in their numbers. But I cannot say the same for the B1, and even less for the clones. Dooku is annihilating them all with ease, because to him they're nothing more than cannon fodder. Just a bunch of pawns in his master's game. If we look behind this 212 trooper that's getting force pushed, we can see Captain Purple, and he's not having it. It looks like he's running away, retreating back to the temple. But will he make it? Well, probably not. The droids are having no problem taking over the field, just like the trans athletes.
Hell yeah! I won! I'm a strong woman!
The battle between the two tanks have now been decided. The MTT stands undefeated. The droids are walking menacingly on the streets as Commander Doom is preparing to make his last stand. All of his brothers have been killed due to their lack of intellect. Commander Doom is a little bit smarter since he's taking cover behind the destroyed vehicle. But will it be enough? Imagine seeing a battle like this in the Clone Wars. That would have been pretty cool. Here is a closer shot at the destroyed ATTE. The gunner seems to be barely alive, or maybe he's dead. The droid army on this side, however, seems to have suffered a lot of losses. But that doesn't really matter, however, because the clones are still being butchered. I am sorry to say it, but the clones' fates now lie in Quinlan Voss's hands. And he's facing the most ruthless Jedi killer, the General Clanker himself. And if that's not enough, we still have 2 Magna Guards that are still on their killing spree. Look at this bully shoving this kid up on the wall. Though it does look like it will be short-lived. Let's just say I wouldn't want to be this guy. But here we have some good news. Jesse is still alive. And on this side, we still have a couple of remaining clones that have just slaughtered this Magna Guard. This guy got the Darth Maul treatment. And I forgot to mention that Waxer and Boyle are now coming out of the closet.
I'm out of the closet, but then I calm myself down and I pull out my gun.
But something even more terrifying is happening upon the wall. It's not enough that all the clones are almost dead. Pawn Krell seems to be enjoying himself as usual. And the gunner seems to be in complete shock as he watches the killing machine Pawn Krell execute his brothers. Yes, it is definitely bye-bye for this commander. This guy seems to have gotten his back broken by this barrel.
Battle, you blew my cover, you stupid traitor.
This whole battle is a slaughterfest for sure. But as always, there is still hope. There seems to be a lot new faces joining the battle. It seems like 2 suicidal speeders are rushing the Republic base head on. But I am not sure how well that will turn out for the droids. The clones have made a pretty smart move using the crates as cover. However, the brave Jedi Knights behind them don't need any other protection than their own lightsabers. And of course, the Force. They also have their most loyal soldiers behind them. We have Cody, Rex, Captain Vaughn. This upcoming battle will be interesting indeed. One of the coolest things in this MOC gotta be the small little defense outside the gate. Not only do we have a ton of 501st troopers, we also have Hardcase and Apo. And this lady officer from before. Now let's follow this trail of troopers leading into the temple. Rushing out the temple, we have a small platoon of 501st troopers on their way to reinforcing the garrison that's taking place outside the gate. The same goes for this side. And on both these sides, we have some interesting things going on. Now the officers themselves are joining in on the battle and not hiding behind the temple's walls. And now this is what I call real reinforcements. And they are all on the way to protect the left flank. And the same sort of situation is going on here. So they're about to join the guys on the right. Now let's look at the temple's roof. Plo and Wolf are finally out of the control room and joining the battle. And the same thing goes for Kiadi. Yoda is already there. And the jet trooper from up there is now finally going into battle. The specialists have now taken their sniper positions. What's the order, sir?
Kill them all, you must!
The next battle to take place is for sure going to be entertaining. Now we are back reviewing the most epic LEGO Star Wars The Clone Wars MOC. Stage 4. As expected, the droids have now infiltrated the clone base. Unfortunately, all of these clones got a taste of Dooku's wrath. A simple bath in the bacta tank is not gonna bring these guys back. I wonder who could have done this.
Killed not by droids you were, but by a Jedi.
Pawn Krell is wasting no time as he's force jumping towards his next victims. Will Plo be able to stand his ground, or will he fall? And I forgot to mention that we have some bad news. Boyle and Waxer got capped, but that's not the worst part. Quinlan Voss got beheaded by the infamous Jedi killer, General Grievous. Here we can see Grievous leading the charge towards the remaining clones. Now let's see what has happened in the 4 rooms. Let's start off with this one. Now this in here is what I call an execution. None of them were given the chance to surrender. These were good men. They deserved better. Now, to the next room. In this room we have Darth Sidious catching the Jedi off guard. Mace Windu and Tip was given no chance to react. Even the wounded clones and doctors were killed. But the saddest death of all, Kermit the Frog. This is probably the saddest part of them all. The balls were left uneaten. The entire Doom unit has now been completely neutralized. Commander Doom tried to run to safety, but a white man can only run so fast. Now, let's see what Dooku is doing. Dooku is leading the assault on the left flank. He has the 2 strongest droids with him, the Commando and the B-2. Many great soldiers have fallen, including Captain Purple. Yeah, he was kind of a coward, not gonna lie, but the rest, pretty good men. I think Dooku's assault is not gonna be enough, because the Republic is doing quite well on this side. We have Vaughn, 2 specialists, and Ahsoka Tano. I almost forgot that they also have the OG jetpack trooper. If that's not enough, they have more reinforcements coming. These guys were up here before, but now it seems like they have decided to quit the cowering and hopefully help win the battle. And on the roof, we finally have the gunners showing themselves. If you remember, they sat here before. Because the Republic needs all the manpower that they can get. Yoda is waiting a little bit longer to join the battle. We'll see what happens with that in the next one. Now let's see what we have on the right flank. I forgot to mention before that Jesse got killed by a Magna Guard. Let's remove this tank so we can get a better look. The droids are doing a pretty good job in pushing the clones back. But soon Grievous will face some heavy resistance. Anakin Skywalker doesn't seem to be very happy. And Ki-Adi-Mundi is with him as well. This battle is looking pretty tough for Grievous. But one thing to keep in mind is that this is Legends Grievous. So Ki-Adi-Mundi is a mere ant to him. Now let's take a closer look at my favorite section, which is the middle section. Both the droid speeders have been destroyed, but they did cause some damage. However, the clones still have a pretty good defense intact. Adding to that, we have Vaughn's brother, we have Wolf, we have Plo. From an outside perspective, this defense might seem like, yeah, that's enough. But you couldn't be more wrong. I know a lot of people hate Pong Krell, but you have to admit that he's a pretty powerful Jedi. I think that he could probably kill Plo.
Anyone else want to stop and play with the animals?
Moving on to the perimeter in the middle, where we have Obi-Wan and Cody. Why I put Obi-Wan there is because he's very good at deflecting blasters, so he can definitely save these guys a couple of times. Make 10 men feel like 100. And Apu is there, he's still alive, and Hardcase too. Inside the temple, it is just cozy, there's not much going on. The only thing that has changed is like that this officer and these 2 clones are walking out the gate. And there you have it, that is all we have to review in Stage 4. Now let's work on Stage 5.